After taking a long break from modding on the Elder Scrolls, it was only a couple months ago that a modder named Mishaxhi took his first fledgling steps in a small companion mod, but he did not anticipate its success.
Why ain't you? Forget it.
With 400 endorsements and a popularity that doesn't seem to fade, Niner has captured the imagination of a newly thriving New Vegas modding community. To explain why this jet-addled drifter has caught our attention, his creator has joined me to talk a little about him, as well as his advice about modding in general. But beyond any psychedelic spaces that even Niner could reach, we go to a long, long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. I think I'm tripping right now.
Cool. Hey guys, I'm here with Mish, aka Mishaxhi, creator of the Niner mod, and say hi to the audience, Mish.
Hey.
Alright, so today we're doing an interview. Basically it's similar to the interview series I'm doing on modders and stuff like that, and he's basically here to tell us a little bit more about modding and things like that. So Mish, the first question I want to ask you is why you wanted to get into modding in the first place.
I started modding with Oblivion.
Yeah.
The Elder Scrolls game. It was one day I just sat down one day and said I wanted to do it. I needed something to do. I always kind of like making stuff.
Yeah.
And it was a new thing, like doing something. It's something you can never do before as a layman. You know, without modding tools, you can never really create game mods, even though it was doable. Then they released the creation kit. It became available to everyone. So I decided to get into it then.
Yeah.
It was kind of a one-off thing. And yeah, it was completely the fly, really.
Was there any reason, did you have any sort of creative impetus to really get into modding? Did you want to tell your own stories, change gameplay, things like that?
To begin with, I started making camps and like weird stuff like that.
Yeah.
I didn't really have any stories to tell, no. I didn't really want to change gameplay. I just wanted to screw around and see what happened. So I did.
So as you said, you started with Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
How did that go for you? Before you did Niner, of course.
Not too well. First mod of it was an Northern Front. It was a big quest mod.
Yeah.
And kind of bombed completely. For many reasons. It didn't have voice acting. It was badly planned.
And you actually worked a year in that, didn't you?
I did, but I was slow. Very slow compared to Niner.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was voice acted and me being lazy.
But did you want to create a sort of big, like, amazing quest mod which would catch people's imaginations, as it were? Or?
It was more the technical side of things.
Yeah.
It was I was really interested in the multipath stuff. You know, like solving quests in different ways and just kind of a lot of dialogue stuff, a lot of role playing stuff as opposed to combat, which is what I went for. But it didn't do too well. It just kind of dropped. Even though it did get a very small fan base.
Yeah.
And it got translated into like French and Japanese, so I know it was liked somewhat. It was just not very well known about, and that was the issue. And that's always an issue with modding.
Yeah.
And it's you always see it happen with some mods. I know many great mods for New Vegas that are just completely don't get the attention they deserve. It just happens.
What kind of mods do you talk about that you think doesn't get any attention from New Vegas?
In New Vegas, I'm not going to name because I might just start insulting people, but it's largely quest mods because people are kind of trepidatious to install them because it's such a big undertaking. You can't always start them where you are with a character.
Yeah.
So they can usually drop off. There's a lot of gems out there that people don't know about. It just happens.
You do realise I'm the Emperor now, don't you?
Do you realise what?
I'm the Emperor right now.
For fuck, they're right. I never played Heroes because I suck as them. I'm just generally getting my ass kicked.
They're amazing.
I think we're on...
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Emperor's Republic anyway.
Is he?
No, we're on Clone, aren't we? I'm tired, me.
Yeah, no.
I thought you.
Apparently,
I thought you were a robot still.
No, I was playing as a robot, and then I got given the Emperor perk or something, and I become an Emperor. So apparently, like, I'm actually floating right there in this bit. That's how old this game is. I'm floating right now.
Who are you killing? Are you killing clones or droids?
I'm killing clones.
Oh, for Christ.
So if you see some guy in like a black cloak coming towards you that you can't kill,
run.
That's me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But other than that,
okay.
Can you back to like the present and stuff like that? Can you tell us why you wanted to start making a mod such as Niner, for example?
Nina was a character I played. Um, I tend to role play a lot.
Yeah.
Great stories in my head a lot. Do that kind of stuff. Nina was You ever played the mod Slave Town?
What's that?
It's a quest mod called Slave Town,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
and I thought it was brilliant. This character I played, he started off there, and basically when you fight in the arena there, they hook you up on drugs, and that's what happened. So I had this druggy character,
Yeah.
and then I kind of went through as him, and then I thought, this might make a fun companion. I had him modded in about 2 years or something, but I just kind of picked it up and tried to get back into it, and it was completely at a whim. I wrote half the entire thing in one night when I was kind of drunk and inspired, and it just happened.
How would you
Again.
say you structured the outline? How did you sort of structure that for yourself? I mean, how did it start from one thought, like the character you played in a role play, like that was born in Slave Town, and become this person that follows the career around?
Oh god, I didn't. It was all entire thing about Niner, and my entire modern philosophy is do whatever the hell you want, do it on a whim, do it when you're inspired. Don't have design document on design document on design document. Just do whatever the hell you want and see what happens, and that's how it came about, really.
Cool. And so how did you sort of first how did you start making the companion?
Open the GEC and start breaking things. I can't remember
think
what
we
I was
just killed
doing
each
to
other.
get what. I had no idea what was going on. I'm kind of getting my ass kicked right now. Oh crap! I'll get a lost connection thingy.
You got it.
Oh no, it's flashed off. There we go. I think we're good. It was flashing on for a second. Sorry, we'll just cut that part. What was going on?
All right.
Forgotten the question.
Yes. How did you approach the GEC to make a companion? How did you sort of decide I want to learn the GEC and I want to make a companion?
When I first started with Oblivion, I did it all properly. I went through all the tutorials and learned everything. With the GEC, I kind of remember what I was doing, because it's very similar to Oblivion modding, because it's kind of the same engine, the game rail. So everything was still there. I had to adapt to a few things, but I just kind of learned as I went. I had a lot of help from people. Nine, it wasn't a one-man job. There was a hell of a lot of people. There was quite a few people involved on the technical side of things and a lot of other side of things.
What kind of things were they?
People involved. There were people from the start, like Nivea, who did his outfit and all the custom models.
Yeah.
Most of the custom stuff were. There was Midian, who's done so much work. Oh, you just kicked my ass again. Fucking Emperor. Right, screw you. I'm playing as Obi-Wan.
Oh, you got Obi-Wan, eh?
Yeah, I've had him for a while. I just like shooting things. So yeah, there's so many people to thank, but I'm not gonna. I mean, there was Nivea, who did all the models and custom stuff. There was Midian, who's tested tons of things, made patches, made the SM conversion, and generally been a massive savior on the tech side of stuff. Several other modders who I've just messaged at random when I've had a problem and have helped out. I sound like a bastard because I can't actually remember all of them, but there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of help. That's what I'm trying to get at, basically.
Cool. And today we're actually playing Star Wars Battlefront 2, so tell us why we're actually playing that, why you wanted to play that in particular.
Because I'm not actually much of an online gamer. I don't know many, and most of the ones I do know are old because I just rarely get time to game these days. And I remember this from college when we managed to sneak onto the C drive and we played during lessons. That's why I played Battlefront 2, because it's basically the last online game I played.
So you actually played this during college when you were actually meant to be learning?
Maybe.
So any teachers watching now, Mish did, because he was playing too much Battlefront 2.
That's why I didn't pass. There's many reasons, but it's one of them. Yeah, I'm just kind of running around and clicking. It seems to be working. Oh crap!
Oh
God,
you got me. Oh well, yeah, you
Did
got
I?
me.
I thought you were still the Emperor.
No, I was a Super Droid.
Oh right.
So, I mean, what were you trying to accomplish with Niner, for example?
Accomplish.
Like, you just want to,
there
you
aren't
want to
any.
make a sort of companion mod type thing. I mean, Niner's a sort of unique mod in the sense that not only is he just a companion you can just pick up, he's actually designed for start gameplay all the way to the end, right?
Oh yeah. That was always true. There aren't many male companions. There's a few. I think I know of a couple for New Vegas. I didn't know of any for Oblivion. There might be though. I don't follow Skyrim, so I have no idea. Or Fallout 3. So I wanted to do a male companion because it had never been done. And I would always, whenever you go to these mod request threads, I'd always see it. Yeah. So although I could do that. I can make an idiot and make him talk about it. Oh, you son of a bitch. I could make someone and yeah, it'd be quite easy for me to do. So I did that. So it was the second part. I was kind of focused on not getting my ass kicked.
Yeah. The second part was like you made a companion from why you wanted to accomplish it, and you made why did you want to make him from a start game? Like Niner appears to you at the start of the game essentially over a broken motorcycle, asking for your help and such, and he accompanies you to nearly the end of the game.
Yeah, we're. I mean, there's a technical reason and there's a story reason. To reveal the story reason, we reveal quite a lot. There is a reason he's there. There's a reason he came. There's a reason you find him. But that's I can't talk about that yet. And technical side, I don't know. I wanted him to start off weak. I generally prefer weak nobody characters.
That's probably why we're playing this game, because you like the average stormtroopers.
Yeah, I like playing as a grunt, a nobody. And the character with the busted up pistol in tattered clothes appeals to me more than the power armor guy with a missile launcher, just because they've got some fucking character to them. It's the same with Niner. I could start him off weak. I could start him off being a nobody. So stats wise, gameplay wise, that made more sense to me. But also story wise, there is a reason, but I can't talk about it.
So how difficult was that to outline Niner to the whole quest, as it were? Do you like to have him say things in the middle of Helios 1 and go back and everything?
Oh, that was probably the most popular feature about him, but it was also the easiest technically by far. It was something I could do. Say all the stuff he says across the road and when he's somewhere, say for each one of those, you're talking about 2 minutes work, every single one. And I wish I would have put more in. It was I added all those the day before I released Niner, just on a whim, because I had some free time waiting for some stuff.
Like the day before you did Niner, you actually added all those points where he just said things on the way.
I was waiting on resources. I was waiting on bug testing or patches or something. So I just kind of added them because I had time to record, and it's something I'd always thought about adding but never did.
So how long?
So I did.
All those points in the quest, they lasted you 2 minutes.
Yeah, about 2 minutes each, including recording. I wish I would have done more because I didn't know it was going to be such a popular feature. Because there's text. Oh, there you are. Good night.
You jumped in my fucking head.
That's the first time I've seen you.
I've killed you like 6 times already. I can play the Emperor now.
I asked.
So you have to up your game, my friend. So actually, it just took you 2 minutes. Is that literally you just put collision boxes for Niner?
Yeah. You drop a trigger zone, which are the most beautiful things in the GEC. Trigger zones are magical things. I would recommend that everybody use them. And it's just a simple script. Begin on it, it'll play say this. That's it. You can drop them anywhere, and it was easy as opening up the GEC, going into the render window, and just scroll them away around New Vegas. And just if I had something to say about something, I'd just drop a trigger zone there, record it, do it. And I wish I would have done so many more of them, and I could in the future. And oh, Christ's sake, why am I playing a sniper against? Damn it. Yeah, I probably will in the future because I could just do them anyway.
I felt the hardest thing would be actually just to literally outline the New Vegas quest and say, oh, Niner will say this here when he goes here.
Sometimes, like, the times he says it in quests, like when you rescue Beagle during Helios 1 and a few other times, you kind of had to dig into the quest scripts and make sure you don't break things.
So is that literally adding just an extra line of script to that already main quest?
The Obsidian developers were very nice and left lots of script notes in the scripts, so you can generally tell what's going on. even if you're like me and you're just kind of a layman when it comes to scripting, it's not too difficult.
So, like for people watching, for example, this won't be, it's not exactly intimidating and stuff like that. The scripting and
Oh no, scripting's easy. When I started Niner, when Northern Front had no scripts and everything was handled quite mechanically. It was a lot of quests, quest stage triggers, stuff like that. Very simple scripts. Before making Niner, I'd never scripted in my life, and after about, you pick it up very quickly, especially with the GEC. So I won't be put off by it.
yeah, so if scripting and generally outlining that huge Niner, you know, with the quest and stuff like that, what would you say the hardest thing was with Niner for?
Actually, building the companion base with the companion wheel took me a while, because that was one of the first things I did. I didn't really know what I was doing. It depends if you mean technically hardest or hardest, in that it took the longest and was generally a pain in the ass.
Right?
No, that would be adding dialogue. Actually, voice dialogue and voice acting is such a long, and lip syncing is just such a long process.
And that's quite a sort of
that's
arduous process. I know of it, but why don't you tell our audience what you have to do to get lip sync? Oh,
there you go, right in the fucking face.
you've almost killed me there.
Lip syncing, actually, a lot of people do it wrong. A lot of people think you have to do it in the creation kit because the GEC doesn't have a lip sync function.
What's it called?
The processing file.
What's it called? The Oblivion creation kit or the construction kit? Yeah.
Yeah, you can do it in the Oblivion. You can do it in the construction. Doesn't really matter. But the thing is, you can get the. It's because the New Vegas GEC wasn't shipped with the processing file. You need to make lip files, but you can take the one from Skyrim and put it in there, and you can do the lip syncing straight in the GEC, and that will save you a hell of a lot of time. But it still takes quite a while to add all the dialogue. It's just the way it's structured, the way it's named. When I record in full hour-long, 2 hour-long sessions. So then I have to cut all that dialogue up to like the best takes, get the levels right. It just takes forever. But that was the most arduous job, but technically quite
that
simple.
was actually the hardest job, just cutting out audio, exporting it, lip syncing it, and all the things like that.
Yeah, because that just felt like work. That's the kind of thing where you just got to sit down and get on with it.
Or the GEC and all the scripting things was fun in comparison, you're saying?
Yeah, most of making it was quite fun. Most of writing it was fun, most of recording it was fun. Actually, I kind of like scripting these days. I've got kind of fun with it. So that don't bother me. I got a goddamn chain gun and your ass kicked.
Oh.
There we go.
Right.
Yeah, I got a commander. Forgot about these guys. Yeah, I kind of like scripting these days.
So Niner was, what do you think was Niner's success?
He did quite well, yeah. I was very happy with how he did. Cause oh, you son of a! That was. It came out. It did quite well because I had a lot of support from people. I had the people I worked with, and then more already established modders came out and started supporting him in the comments and whatnot. Because I think a male companion was wanted.
Yeah,
was
people
probably the biggest thing.
As opposed to Willow or something like
that.
Or...
Yeah, although, basically, because there were a lot of female companions. Even though Willow was probably the inspiration for Niner in the long run, because I did really like her. I thought it was done really well. And Llama was one of the people who helped me. Was one of the established people who came forward and started supporting it. And so he started doing quite well off the bat. Then it just kept growing. Then you get people like Al Chessbreach doing videos for him, and he's still getting. It kind of blew me away, to be honest, how big it got. I expected like 100 endorsements, forgot about it a bit. But it's still getting more popular.
How many endorsements does it actually have now?
400 odd. I have no idea. 450, so I checked it last night. No, Beyond Bold Loans are like 700 odd. And if I was competing with Beyond Bold, know.
Have you ever thought about making your own large quest mod, as it were, or sort of big quest mod generally?
Well, 902 basically is a big quest mod in itself. It's got its own world spaces. Should we go talking about that?
We'll probably talk about your. Oh no, I've been in the arse one here. I mean.
Have I screwed it up? Have I done it?
You were telling me before you were saying that companion mods are simple compared to things like quest mods. I died.
Oh, sort of. Well, I was talking about specific kinds of quest mods. Quest mods that are kind of like the where they got multiple paths to doing things, multiple endings. They take forever.
Is it
That's what
just
the
the
Noble Fruit was.
volume of work involved, or is there a technical thing out?
It's just, it's not really. It's the volume of work, and it's not really technical because you're doing the same thing just over and over again. It's just keeping track of everything. Like you got 3 ways to complete 3 different quests. You got to make sure all the scripts fire, the appropriate paths are blocked off, the right thing happens. It's just keeping it all together. It's
Big
very, very
quest
difficult.
monsters, the more chance there's going to be bugs, the more chance, the more limited people are going to have options.
Yeah, big time. I wouldn't be surprised if they spent as much time testing that and bug fixing that as they did making it to begin with. That's how
We don't
mad
know
it
beyond
gets.
all the, I mean, I'm testing like a few of some guys mods and stuff like that, and we must have beta tested it. I must have like 5 people beta testing it 5 times or 6 times just to check if there's any bugs and stuff like that.
I don't know too much about it. I've read about the inheritance as much as I can, but I think it's set in the beta, but I haven't played it because my game isn't set up to play it, it's set up to test stuff. So I've not actually played it. But if it's like his older stuff, I would imagine that it's going to take a hell of a lot of testing.
Well, wait, it'll be coming out soon, I guess. I think I'll be on holiday though. But yeah, so you actually are working on a quest mod of a sort, aren't you?
I'm working on the sequel to Niner, which is basically, whereas Niner was a companion mod, this is more of a quest. Well, it is a quest mod. It's not really a companion mod anymore.
So are you going to tell us everything about that completely for all the Niner fans, even the spoilers? Oh, okay.
No.
Tell us a little bit about it.
Spoilers. There's gameplay wise, there's always one thing I've said, which is the fuck's a jet trooper? Oh, never mind. One thing I've said, which is this is a
3
quest
guys
mod.
in one go.
What?
Amazing. Oh no, and then
Nice.
one guy killed me in one go.
I'm just playing as a chain gun guy because it's so mindless. Whereas Niner was a companion mod, all the little things he says and being a jerk to random. Oh
Is
Christ!
that you?
Yeah, can we get some? Yeah, that's me, freaking wuss. You swat! I you down to nothing. Oh, float off, you little.
I fucking floats, doesn't he?
God. Yeah. Andy down to like
that
1
guy
bar.
killed me.
All the kids go.
No, so you tell us a little bit
Yeah.
more about 9 or 2, what people expect in 9 or 2. It's not just some extra
Oh.
collision boxes and voices, is it?
No, it's bigger than Niner by a large magnitude. It's It's a quest mod, and for the most part, Niner isn't a follower. That's why I don't call it a companion mod.
Yeah.
You're working side by side with him. And the general consensus of the story is that Niner needs money for some reason.
Sure.
I'm not going to say why. He needs money. He needs specific money. He needs clean money. He needs money from. You pull a heist, and you pull a heist against the NCR. But it was inspired in large part by, like I mentioned, Slave Town before. I thought that was a brilliant mod because of all the way you feel restricted and the way you have to roleplay to get through it. I tried to do the same kind of thing. You have to infiltrate the NCR, and to do that, you both have to join the NCR and go through boot camp. So there is a hell of a lot of
I think
kick
at
ass.
that point we need to break there because otherwise it'll crash the desktop. So just turn off wraps for the moment.
There we go. Yeah.
All right now. Okay.
Oh, damn it, where am I? There we go.
All right. So I'm recording. So we'll start again on 9 or 2.
Yeah.
Okay, boom. So you're telling me how you were quite fond of Slave
Hey,
Town.
well, I'm behind you. There we go. Hey.
Right.
I have no idea where we're going. Yeah, Slave Town, it was a mod I was in large part inspired by because I like that whole role-playing, story-based, dialogue-driven stuff where you feel restricted, where you actually feel like you're a part of it. But where are we going?
I think we're in some sort of warm-up period.
Are we?
Yeah. Or no. Okay, no.
No, I can shoot you. Oh, you can't catch the flag.
Oh,
What's this
what?
thing? I have no idea what I'm doing. I should really play the game before suggested it. No,
Oh, God, don't tell me. Oh no.
what?
I think AIs don't. Are the AIs not here?
Well, somebody just got the flag and it wasn't me. There's got to be a way. Oh, found a way out. Here we go. Here we go. Up here. Right, you know. Follow the shotgun.
Yeah.
You're on the wrong way.
Alright.
I think this is the way out. Okay, what the fuck? Yeah, that whole story-driven, role-playing driven, whatever the hell I was talking about. And I wanted to do that myself.
Yeah.
So I went with, rather than being a slave, I've gone with NCR boot camp.
Yeah.
Which is what I'm trying to reproduce, that whole... for inspiration, I watched Full Metal Jacket 4 times in a row.
Really?
Yeah. And that's the kind of thing I'm trying to do. That kind of... There's a lot of action involved, but it's also very dialogue driven. And oh crap, these. I have no idea.
Actually, at least the people are here.
I'm more confused about the game than what I'm talking about. At least we're shooting people now.
That's good, eh? So you just go out, we'll just shoot people, and if we lose, we lose.
And so yeah, so the main story is you're trying to pull a heist because Nana needs help. You'll find out why he needs help. Probably pretty obvious. He gets into trouble because he's an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the basis of it. And I find that hard to explain.
Is it quite a big mod?
It's huge. There's 3 new world spaces, 2 of them pretty big. I've done so far I'm about a third into it. There's 1,000 lines of dialogue, all voice acted. That fucker's got the flag. That's a droid decker. That guy kicking everyone's ass.
Where is he?
No. He just blew up because I was stood next to him. It's pretty big, but it's doable. I always make sure I keep things in check. About 1,000 lines of dialogue, a third of the way in. 3 new world spaces. There's about 6-7 quests. It's much bigger than Nano. It's like a quest mod in its own right, basically.
And where does the player go to? California, for example?
They go out of New Vegas. I'm not fucking building California, you know. But they go to a camp, which is, it's said to be near California when we're released in the middle of goddamn nowhere. Yeah. So it takes place. Most of it takes place outside of New Vegas.
1 second, I'm just going to restart my France for a second. Okay. And aside from what can the player expect from Side Joint? What kind of appeal is there? Do we learn more about Niner? And what kind of other gameplay hooks are there?
Gameplay, if you're into role playing, there's a hell of a lot of that.
Yeah.
I've tried to pad it out with a lot of combat, but not combat for the sake of combat. There's a lot of stuff that makes sense.
Yeah.
You do a few missions with the NCR, you pull a heist, you do, obviously you deal with what the hell Nine needs to deal with. And there's a few things just I've got the flag, kick ass. Where am I? Everyone protect me. You. Get the fuck out the... Yeah, so,
Shit.
there isn't combat for the sake of combat. There's combat slotted in there. I've tried, because I enjoy combat as much as the next guy, so I've tried to put it in. And I kept forgetting to put it in because I was too busy focusing on everything else. There's also a lot of new things I'm testing. One thing, I know cutscenes can't really be done in New Vegas because of the nature of the engine. So I've started working on kind of cutscenes and just doing whatever the hell I can.
So what you do there, you freeze player control, and then you have 2 people talking and stuff like that.
I'll talk about...
Again, I don't want to get too much into it, but there's a sense. This is also sort of modding into new for like modders as well. So.
I'll talk about that in a second because there's something I want to say about that. But no, I'm talking about. I will say you're getting in a truck and driving off somewhere. I can't have the truck driving. What I can do is I can kind of screw around with the collision boxes, have everyone sitting in the truck, and have sound effects that say the truck is moving somewhere, then fade to black at the part what I can't do. So basically, I will do what I can, but it's just trying to make it a bit more cinematic and a bit more involved. What the hell do I have to do with this flag anyway?
I think you put it somewhere.
Yeah, I can no idea where though. That's what I'm trying to do. As far as what you were talking about, which is the scripted conversations, there is a hell of a lot of those, just because of the voice actors I'm working with. are brilliant. And we just screw around on Skype. They do a hell of a... It's got something on the map. I think I'm supposed to take it there. We do a hell of a lot of ad-libbing, screwing around, just talking between us. They are really funny guys, really fantastic. So
it's like a sort of roleplay type group you got, or your friends?
No, it's just voice actors. It's just
Really? Yeah.
guys I met, but we get along quite naturally.
Yeah.
And I'll give them the script, say stick with the concept and do what the hell you want, and they will, and they'll come back. So I've been playing around with some new scripts that allow me to time conversations between two NPCs as, I know this sounds so thrilling, time it as quick as I want, so it don't sound so wooden, so it sounds a lot more natural. I've been using those a lot. I don't know why they've never been used before. As far as I know, they haven't. So there's a lot of scripts and conversations just to, keep things going, make the entire thing seem more alive. Just throwing in wherever I can.
So you do there, you have one NPC say to another, and then flow timer, and then something.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. All of my timer exactly that. Basically, but that's the way it's usually done is with the conversation tab in the GEC, which is the worst goddamn thing in the world.
Why is that?
Because it doesn't work.
Really?
It's the basis of it. So, oh damn, I'm getting my ass kicked. So, there's a few new things I'm trying with that. That was what I spent a lot of my time on trying to get a lot to it. Just because the voice acting and the story and the character involved with the mod is what's most important to me. To make everyone seem alive and, everyone's got energy, everyone's charismatic, everyone seems like an actual character and not something I've written and then told someone to play. That's what's important.
Yeah. So this is going to be like a sort of big... Is this going to be an arc thing for Niner, or is this actually still the beginning of his story?
It's kind of an arc.
Yeah.
There's a lot revealed about him. Like I always say, he's got some big secret that nobody's figured out. So that comes into it. There's a lot of drama involved with him. Life ain't so fucking peachy. So... things might not go to plan. He isn't the good guy. That's what's so important about him. You're not supposed to always get along with him. You're not supposed to like him.
Yeah.
You like him if you want to like him. You like him if you get on with him. But he's not supposed to be Mr. Perfect. He's supposed to be that. There's a chance you could fall out with him and things could go bad.
Yeah.
Let's say that much. And it could show his not so very childish, youthful, happy side. Let's say that much.
But is he the anti-hero, or is he on the bad guy's side, as it were, or again sort
of questionable. It's in the grey area. He's definitely not a good guy. He's not evil.
Yeah. But
he's not, and he does do some good.
Yeah.
But he's confused and he's misguided, and he was brought up a certain way, and that's taught him his life. You can change him though. Everyone asks for that, so you can. He's not always going to be a jackass if you don't want him to be, but it's up to the player to take care of that.
And I was looking at this, you're actually thinking of adding, or have added, romance options to Niner.
Yeah, that was a big request,
yeah.
Especially by some of the people I work with, and I've done a lot of work for him and helped me a lot. There's a request by them as well. There's a request by probably the biggest request, so I went ahead and added
it. It's not just you working on the quest and story, there's other people too?
No, it was, I don't want to name names,
okay.
But basically a lot of people I know on the Nexus in general,
yeah.
And people have helped me out in various ways. And people I'm just friends with on the Nexus asked for it. And probably the number one most requested thing. Again, I'm fucking hell. Probably the number one most requested thing in the comments, so I went ahead with it. It wasn't originally planned because I didn't know how the hell I'd do it with Niner.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't imagine romance with Niner.
Yeah.
But I guess some people do, so that's why it's been requested. So I'll do what I can. I have planned it. I've written it. I think it'll be okay.
Would you?
It's not perfect. Everything with Niner, there's got to be some kind of drama. There's got to be something that's going wrong.
Yeah.
So again, there's that added.
So how what do you think about romance and companions in general? That area of hentai and nude mods.
In romance in games is something I really don't care about. It's actually really annoyed me at times. Like with games like one of the only games I played recently, like big titles, was Mass Effect.
Yeah.
And then like the romance in that, they went way overboard and it pissed me off.
How so?
So it can ruin it for me like that.
Yeah.
So I was a bit on the side about putting it in 9 because I didn't think it was a good idea. But I'm going to try it, see what happens. It might go horribly, but again, it's not perfect romance. It goes
powerful droid destroyer, isn't it? Droid cat.
Oh, was that me? Yeah, that's what I'm playing as. It kicks ass. So we're going to see. Usually I'm not for it, but I played Willow. I was a big fan of Willow before I made Niner, and I thought it was done really well there. That was when I thought, this is romance done not for the sake of sex and fan service, and maybe it can be done well. So, yeah, it can be done. Sometimes it's done badly. I'm going to try and do it well by Niner-fying it.
So how are you fitting in the romance? Is it sort of interlinked with the story, or is it sort of its own type thing?
Sort of interlinked with the story. Yeah. Basically, you have to get through the bad times and still be alive.
Yeah.
And so does he. And then there's a possible for it. I'm going to make sure that anyone who doesn't want it can avoid it quite easily.
Yeah. But it's sort of the addendum to the turning points in the quest, as it were. Like a sort of another plot to go through if the player wishes.
No, it's sort of an end thingy.
It's like an end. Yeah, okay.
It's possible to happen. Like the way it's structured, it's hard to say, it's hard to explain, but it would be hard to have romance with him during most of it, just because you're either not together or you don't have the time, or you're doing other stuff, and you're not exactly at home. Then you get back to Vegas during late game, and it can kick off there if you want it to. It's pretty easy to avoid if you don't want to, and you're not really good at it.
And does the player need to do anything in the early game or in the NCR camp to try and trigger off, or is it you can just trigger off, or he or she can trigger off later in the game?
No, it's more along the lines of, because Nine is a guy, I thought it'd make more sense to have him initiate romance rather than the player.
Yeah.
Just because that's how it goes. I mean, with female companions, you usually have to
pester.
Go for yourself. Yeah. With Niner, it's probably going to be him trying to fuck anything that moves. So it's going to be him starting it. It's not so much you have to do something to turn it on. You have to do something to turn it off. So basically, if you just don't say you don't want romance,
you shut it down right down on the spot.
If you don't want it, you can shut it down before anything happens.
Alright, cool. So you actually got into New Vegas actually quite recently. New Vegas is actually your first Fallout game.
Yeah, it was. We'll start that again. I've forgotten the hell what I was talking about.
We were actually talking about Fallout before, and for the audience's purposes, for the audience to know, New Vegas was actually your first Fallout game.
It was second. I played Fallout 3, but only for about a week. It was the first Fallout game I got into properly, yeah.
Did you like Fallout 3, or just didn't have the time, or what?
I didn't have the time at the time. I played it recently using Taylor 2 Wastelands.
Yeah, I've got that.
Kicks ass. So I played it recently with that. At the time, I wasn't that into it, to be honest. I don't know what it was.
Well, that might be Bethesda games in general, as it were, because I've always said that Bethesda write their game stories over lunchtime. When lunchtime's over.
It was. I could talk about that kind of stuff all day, but I don't want to sit bitching about it. But yeah, it didn't hook me in. I didn't know what the hell was going on. It was all decided for me. That's what got me.
Well, there's some people that actually, I've sort of watched a few videos generally. That there's some people that think Fallout 3 story is far better than Fallout New Vegas story.
Fallout 3 has a story.
Yeah, and people think it's better than New Vegas.
It was. The thing I like about Fallout 3 more than anything is the exploration, and DC I think is brilliant. Just kind of wandering around and looking at stuff. But New Vegas, I think, surpassed it in every other way. Without getting too fanboyish and bitching about it, just the way you could complete things in so many different ways. It was just incredible.
Yeah,
that's what it means.
My preference is probably Fallout New Vegas, but there's people out there that seem to. I think Fallout 3 caught people in a big way.
Yeah. It did kick it off. And you got to remember that Bethesda gave their game to Obsidian to make New Vegas, so it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Fallout 3. And like I said, there are aspects of it I do like. I just avoid the main quest.
Yeah. So what did you actually like about New Vegas when you first played it?
I like opening ended games in general. I like screwing around. So I like games that let you do whatever the hell you want. And it's the way you can solve every quest differently. And like, you didn't have to be the good guy. You could be an arse.
Yeah.
That's always fun. I think it was just the open-endedness of it. And I've never seen a game that does, apart from really old CRPGs, that lets you solve things in so many different ways.
So which side did you actually choose in the end? Or have you,
I think it was House to begin with. Because he seemed cool. I usually go House these days.
do you agree with House in all his sort of stakes?
Well, he wants to go to space, so, you know, he kind of makes sense. He seems very smart. I don't really agree with the NCR Legion. Yes Man, I don't know, I've never really done Yes Man.
I think it's the same as House, just...
It seems weird, I don't know why you want to stick around looking at the Vegas. You know, you got other shit to do.
I actually picked House because I just wanted to rule Vegas. I like the idea of having a... Yeah.
Is that you? Why did the fuck did you switch to those guys? There we go. That's why droid decker kicks ass.
I mean, if the Emperor could have solved the problems in the film if he just had more droid dickers, I guess.
Just fucking throw them everywhere.
What were you saying?
Were you on my team?
Yeah,
when
you killed. I
you?
was on your team. I was like sitting there going, "What the fuck you doing, man?" And you're like, "Boop boop 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 boop."
I know nothing about. I keep thinking that.
Just every time you see an Emperor, I get it. You want to kill him.
Yeah, because I don't know. You weren't hitting that guy. Never mind.
Oh, was there a guy beside me?
Yeah, I shot him too. I was like, fuck,
there you died
I just died.
there. No, it's so you like the open end of it and stuff like that. I guess my problem was it was the sense that it felt slightly railroaded compared to Fallout 3.
It did, definitely. You know, the road to Vegas. You kind of do the same thing over and over again. Let's face it.
Well, there's a death claw waiting for you type thing.
Yeah, you can't go north exactly. And I did like the Fallout. Like I said, exploration of Fallout 3 I thought was a whole lot better. I do enjoy just walking around in Fallout and looking and stuff.
I mean, in Fallout 3, if you wanted to go to the other side of the map, there wasn't like 16 death claws waiting for you. You actually probably got dog meat, and that was like the reward for exploration. It was like dog meat. Where in, like New Vegas, I think I'll go in this desert area. Oh, there's a death claw there. Oh, there's cazadors there, type thing.
True. Inversely, that was one of the things that was asked for. You know, enemy level scaling down. So you got to think there's not really any perfect balance. There's no pleasing everybody. But I do agree that I did prefer the way Fallout 3 did it. That you could just wander anywhere you wanted to begin with. Even though it made less sense because enemies would scale, it was just more fun.
But I think with the Fallout 3 story, there's people that sort of, I can understand why they sort of identify with it, they sort of empathise with the whole pursuing your father thing, good and evil type story, I guess. But I think Fallout New Vegas story was actually a story where it actually went places, and it was like, it generally had...
Yeah, it was. I was actually interested in Fallout New Vegas' story the first time I played it, because it's one of those games I picked up, started, and then I kept restarting because, you know, I kept wanting to play different characters. And it took forever for me to actually get to Vegas, and even longer to actually do the make. I was actually interested in what the hell was in that package because I didn't know until about 4 months after I got the game. So that's how I knew it was a good story. Because usually I just don't give a shit. All the way through Fallout 3, I just did not care less what the hell was going on. I was just doing it because I had to. With New Vegas, I actually cared, so it was. I'm lagging like a motherfucker. Yeah, so actually, that's why I played Vegas. DLCs? No, I've not played him yet. I've played Honest Hearts and Dead Money. I've not played All War Blues and Lonesome Road.
What do you think of Dead Money and Honest Hearts?
Honest Hearts was okay. Survivalist story was pretty cool. Shooting hippies was fun. That was about it. Dead Money was fucking amazing.
Yeah, there's people I really like Dead Money. There's people that absolutely hate it.
Yeah.
It's like Marmite.
I thought it was unbelievably good. The forced stealth did get me a bit because I'm not much of a stealth player.
What was that, sorry?
So, you know, when you got to avoid the holograms, sneak past them.
I just ran past them.
That kind of,
it's 6.
I kept trying that, but I kept getting my ass kicked. So, because I'm not much of a stealther, I really don't like stealth, to be honest. I always play kind of Rambo type, insane characters that have like fire axes and machines.
Clone Commandos.
Clone Commandos, they kick ass, they got chain guns.
Spyro killed all of them. But
yeah.
No, yeah, obviously you sound Dead Money kicked out. Why else did you like Dead Money?
Survivalist kind. I always play survivalist kind of characters, so I like the survival kind of side of it. You're trapped in this place. You got weird ghost people with fucking bear traps on their hands and spears. And the story was pretty cool. What I understood of it, anyway.
I guess, yeah.
I'll probably play through it again and appreciate it more because I wasn't really paying attention too much because I was so panicked about surviving.
Color blowing up and stuff.
Yeah, and it also had the best character in the game, Dean Domino. It was
actually,
awesome.
I actually quite liked Elder Elijah. I think he was quite a good, compelling character.
Elijah? Oh, I wasted that bastard. He was a pretty cool character. From what, like I said, I've got to play it again to appreciate it. I wasn't paying complete attention all the way through because it was very difficult for me. I'm not very good at games. I'm pretty fucking awful.
I was expecting to start this. I was worried that my constant dying would just not only frustrate you, but make the crappiest video imaginable.
Oh, I'm getting my ass handed to me all the way through. And this is a pretty easy game as well, so it don't really matter. Now I'm pretty bad at games, so I will play through it again and probably appreciate it more. Lonesome Road, Old World Blues, I've heard is probably the funniest, one with the most character and energy and stuff like that. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I like energy weapons. So that should be good. Lonesome Road, I don't know much about. I'll play it when I get to it. I don't even know who this Ulysses guy is. I don't know the whole deal behind it.
I think it's been 2 years.
I've tried not to spoil it for myself. Yeah. It's very hard, especially when I get people talking about it all the time. But I legitimately don't know, and I actually care, so that's how I can tell.
I think play the game. Both those DLCs are pretty well designed. And I think they sort of add to the New Vegas story, so you should try them out. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
But no, that's the big thing. I don't necessarily. I can come out as a. I'll come out of the closet as a not necessarily that good gamer. And every time I got an Xbox, sometimes I buy games that I just go to easy because I just want to see the fucking game.
Yeah, I'm shit at games. I really am. I've always enjoyed them.
That's
but
the thing, though. If you're like
terrible.
a modder, there's the sense where if you know anything about leveling, scaling, and balancing, you should have the whole experience of being a good gamer to know about those things. Is that the thing?
Probably, yeah. 9, there was nothing difficult about 9. Was there? It wasn't challenging. It was just a story-driven thing. That's probably going to change in 9 too. I'll get some people who don't suck to beta test it and see what they say.
I mean,
that's my approach.
You might have like some of these NCR commandos or something like that you'll find hard, but other people just sort of blow through them, as it were.
Yeah, probably. Especially shooting them. I'm really bad at shooting games, so that's probably another thing. In New Vegas, I'm just using. that's why I use melee and explosives.
When I first played New Vegas, I just used Boone to kill everything. Boone just shot everything in the sky. I was just happy to watch the story while Boone just sort of killed everything.
He does make the game a lot easier.
Yeah,
he does make the game a lot easier.
I also quite like Veronica as well. I found the companions in New Vegas really well written. That's the thing about Bethesda games. The companions they just don't seem to care.
Yeah, I like Raoul. He's probably the only vanilla companion I actually liked. Raoul was cool, and Lily was alright. I like the crazy ones more. I'm not going to go into what I don't like, but Raoul and Lily were great.
Is good. Why? Who do you not like? Go on.
I think Boone's the worst fucking character I've ever known in a video game. He's so. What did he bring to the table other than shooting things in the face? Nobody cares.
Yeah.
I should care. That's the thing, but I don't know. He seems so melancholy all the time. He never cheers the fuck up. He's just not the kind of guy I would hang around with.
I realise that usually you're only like one human companion, but did you ever consider adding scripted notes for like Niner to communicate with the companions?
Not vanilla ones, no, because we won't be able to do custom stuff. We talked about doing some kind of crossover with Niner and Willow. We've talked about that, but we're both working on expansions. It's not been confirmed. I don't know if it's happening. I hope it happens because it's something I want to do. It's something new.
Because Lambert is
we'll see.
I think. Yeah.
Lambert is Willow as well, which means we can do whatever the hell we want. We can do whatever custom stuff we want. Technically, when we first said we were going to do it, 9 was in ESP, Willow was in ESM. Sorry if I'm boring everyone here, but that means things would have been a lot easier. Now 9 is in ESM, so there's more to consider. It's something I definitely want to do. I haven't spoken to Llama in a while, but we'll see. Hope it happens.
I think Willow 2
but
is
it's not
coming
confirmed.
over Christmas, maybe?
The Willow expansion is supposed to be around Christmas, yeah. I think she recently said it'd be after Christmas, but that should be good as well. That's something I want to play, but I'm going to be modding at the time, so it's not going to get time. Same as a lot of mods that are coming out around December, January that I really want to play. But I'm just not going to get time because there's quite a lot coming out over the
And
next
what have
few
you heard
months.
that's coming out? What are you looking forward to?
Some I can't talk about. Some I'm under oath. Big ones. Well, obviously, we've got the Inheritance, which is the return of some guy. We've got the Willow expansion. We've got. Have you seen the trailer for that Cars mod? XRE Cars. That looks kick-ass. That does. So we got that. Don't know. He said like this month, didn't he? We've got about Scott Mark and Drag Body are working on some big settlement. Drag Body makes some awesome armors.
Right.
He made the hat for Niner.
Cool.
That's a little trivia. And I've also got his beta pack for the arms he's made. They're working on a settlement with new stuff. That's going to be good. We've got a new female companion, fully voiced, which has been made by a girl I'm working with who's voicing for Niner too. So it's going to be like another big voice companion. So we got that coming out. There's some things I can't talk about because I've been told I'm not allowed to. But there's a lot coming out over the next January and February. It's going to be quite a couple of big months for New Vegas modding.
I'm quite looking forward to
Basically.
Firebase Zulu. You heard of that?
I am looking forward to Firebase Zulu, but I don't want to get too excited because it's so far off. I mean, he said he's doing that, then he's doing he said he might be doing New Vegas Bias 3, didn't he? I know that's his list. He's got like the Inheritance, Firebase Zulu. These big quest mods are what keeps the game going, what keeps the scene going.
Have I?
You've got the flag, by the way.
I just thought it looked cool.
Yeah, I just saw the Emperor with the fucking yellow flag on his back. These next few months are going to be big. It's been downtime recently. We've had a few things come out here and there, a few gems. We've had a lot of weapon mods by Millennia and people like that, which have been incredible. But you need content as well as weapons. I think the last big quest mod that was released was Stranger's War 2, which was brilliant. But
Did you fall off
there's
the
been
thing?
nothing that I could.
Alright.
No, I nearly did. I fell off the thing, but I landed on another one. I knew what I was doing. I totally meant to do that. Quest mods are what keep the modding scene going because you need content. So what's the point in having a new gun if you've got nothing to play through with? What's the point in having new armor if you got...
That's the thing though, I think all these things, these weapon mods and even XRE things, it's almost like they're crying out for a quest mod which needs some type of thing.
December, January, February, there are many, many big mods coming out. It's going to be a big time for the New Vegas scene. There's a few I can't talk about because I'm kind of under oath not to. But we've got the big ones everyone knows about. We've got the Willow expansion. We've got the Inheritance, which is the return of some guy. We've got the XRE Cars mod, which is supposed to come out soon. We've got Scott Mark and Drag Buddy are working on a new settlement with new armor, new weapons, new custom shit. That's going to be great. We've got big new female companion mod, fully voiced, which is always welcome. We've got, like I said, some stuff I'm not allowed to talk about. But it's going to be... There's been some downtime as far as content mod goes. There's been, I think the last big quest mod that was released was Stranger's War 2. As far as I know, sorry if I missed one. But we've had people like Millennia pumping out weapons every free. He's been working like a champ. He's been spitting stuff out every single day. And people making new armor, new weapons, stuff like that. But you need the content-driven mods to give people a reason to play and use new weapons and armor. You need the quest mods. You need the new land mods. You need the settlement mods. You need the town mods. You need to give people a reason to keep playing, to use them. That's what drives the scene. I'm going to shoot this fucker in the back because he's got our flag. Good night, Vienna. Yeah. There are many, many big mods coming out in the next few months, some of which I'm personally very excited about, but I wish I had the time to play, but I'm too busy on 9 or 2. But I will definitely get around to them, and Yeah, it's going to be exciting few months.
Sort of, that's what you mentioned. For example, you need, for example, like XRE cars. You're looking forward to that, but that almost like needs its own world space, as it were, to sort of fully utilize things and all these XRE things.
It's nice having a car, but you need somewhere to drive to. Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
It's nice having a gun, but you need someone to shoot. So it's kind of like all these concept mods, big quest mods. They are what keep the thing going, and all these little things, they just make it a lot sweeter. Even though they are very impressive work in their own rights. None of them can stand alone. Everything drives everything in the modding scene. I am lagging like a man.
Cool.
There we go. Okay, I'm back.
So what kind of advice would you give to someone who is just starting out modding, for example? For example, someone who's completely intimidated by the gig, someone who feels like they can't do it, someone who just feels like there's a barrier there and they can't start modding. Or someone perhaps with sort of
find
over
friends
ambitions and can't, and I died.
Oh, over ambition is a different thing. If you want to start out with a gig, people out there will help you. Look, sorry, I'll start it again. People starting out with a gig, people out there will help you. I had so much help with 92, it's unbelievable. It wouldn't have happened if I didn't have help. You kind of build bridges. You bring what you could do to the table, and people bring what they can do. I can't model. I can't test stuff in Fallout Vegas Edit. I can't clean mods. I can't test compatibilities. But I know people who can.
Wow.
And that's why Nano was made. All I kind of do is do the basic gek stuff, do the grunt work, and shout into a microphone. The Nexus is still a very active place. There are a lot of modders willing to help people. The Get Wiki is always there if you need to know stuff. It's not nowhere near as intimidating as you think it will be. It's like I said, I'd never scripted in my life before making 9, and 9 took me about a month and a half to make from start to finish. That was including writing and recording. It's a lot easier than you think it will be. It's hard work, but technical wise, the stuff you got to know, it's really not that difficult for companions, quests, stuff like that. Settlements, houses, new lands. It's time consuming, it's hard work, it's dedication, but it's not, you're not learning in a whole new subject.
So, and what would be the hardest thing? Is the hardest thing not the gig and not all those technical things, but probably just actually making an engaging mod?
The hardest thing making a mod is dedication. You see a lot of people fall through. You see a lot of people announce mods and then just go no. I've seen people. Christ's sake! I just drove up the side and fucking wasted with Droideca and Droideca. What I keep saying Droideca and. I see a lot of big mods announced. I've had people who have helped with scripting just because I enjoy scripting these days, so I'll just randomly help people. Over Skype, who I've talking to for a few weeks, then I'll come back one day and they'll say, oh, I can't be bothered anymore.
Really?
You see that all the time. It's so hard to just... Yeah. You see it all the time. There's so many... Coming home from work after an 8-hour shift and deciding to import dialogue for 4 hours is a very tough decision to make. But it's one you've got to do. You just got to get on with it. It's not easy work, especially with big stuff, but it's definitely worth it at the end of the day.
Well, tell us
tiring,
about
time
what you
consuming
do in a
work.
day and
But
like in a week, which should take that time consuming up, just to give a sort of idea to people how time consuming it can be and what kind of things they can expect. Because when they hear things like a month or a year or working on these things, they probably think, oh, is it a year? What do I have to do? Type thing. Yeah.
A month is very quick. a month was very, very quick for Nana. I would I work a 40-hour week, so I'm talking from this is the absolute worst. Unless you've got kids, you're probably not going to be in a worse situation than me to mod if you're a full-time worker. And it's manual work, so it's physically demanding work. So I'm regularly tired coming home from work. I get most of my work done on my days off. I get 2 days off a week. I will just hammer it out then. I'll do about 3 hours work a night. I will generally take a week or so off work to get stuff done towards the end, towards release. Like I've taken 2 weeks off work in start of February to just hammer 92 out completely. So yeah, it is hard work. But that's not how it's got to be. You can't, if you do have a life and kids and like a normal family or whatever, You won't be able to do that, but you can take the time, do it over a longer length of time. Niner didn't need to be made in a month. I just wanted it to be made in a month, so I did that. But it could have taken me 3 months and been a lot less stressful. So don't be intimidated by the workload either. You can space it out.
So what kind of
It
things
doesn't
do
have
you
to
do in
be
a day that
super
takes up
quick.
hours, days, like minutes, hours, type things like that?
Well, I will. When I record to Niner, like I said, I'll do it in full 1-2 hour sessions, and you have to sit there. I'll do about for each line that Niner says. I probably did about 5-10 takes. I'm going to sit there, select the best, export it into 2 different formats, and then put it into the GEC. Niner had 500 lines ish, and doing that 500 times, that's me going through 5,000 recorded lines. Yeah. And cut it up and then put it into the GEC. That's the grunt work side of it. Can someone stop fucking talking to me on Skype? And that's the grunt work side of things. And it's just what you've got to push yourself through. You've got to muscle through it.
And what kind of things takes up large amounts of time in the GEC? What kind of things do people expect time-wise to do in the GEC? Like,
adding dialogue. Always adding, voiced or not, adding dialogue is a large part. Just having even get a character talk in that voice, just typing it all in, it takes forever. Linking it all up. Whereas the technical stuff, AI packages can be quite intimidating to begin with, even though scripted, I've got the fucking flags as a droid decker. AI scripting can be intimidating to begin with, but once you get the hang of it, it's actually quite fun because there's a lot of stuff that you can do that nobody's ever done. That I can think of. I just don't have the time to do it. AI
for example, what kind of AI scripting intrigues you and what would you like to see done?
There's a lot of stuff that can be done with combat and like scripted battle scenes. I mean, I know it's a role playing game, but combat's still fun, and there's a lot of big combat. Like I'm trying to do with the NCR. Fuck off. I'm trying to do with these NCR quests with the mission. I'm trying to make it a big cinematic thing, which is doable, but it was never done in New Vegas. Hoover Dam was sloppy compared to what can be done. So experimenting is really, really
example,
fun.
I
Finding out what you can do and then seeing the result.
Things would you like to see done in terms of combat, with sort of changing combat via scripting as well?
Probably stuff other people are against because it's a lot less natural, it's a lot less scripted, but just making it a bit more involved. Having people going down at certain points, having artillery fire, having covering fire actually scripted in is doable. I've done it. I've built a fully functional firing range that people will actually fire at and will get commented on depending on how they're doing. By the sergeant, I've built artillery bombardments, I've built proper ambushes, I've done covering fire with machine guns. So there's not much I can do other than tell the machine gunner to fire at a random place. But then the enemies will hide from him firing like that. That's just the kind of stuff you find that works, and you wonder why it's not been used before.
And, as a result, and then the enemies would be prompted to hide.
Yeah. If you got a machine gunner, there's not much you can do with his AI to begin with to tell him to cover in fire, come to constantly and not take that much cover. And just to basically not aim at anyone, just to spray and keep the enemy's heads down. There's not much you can do to tell him to do that with his AI tab, with his combat tab, or with his combat style, which is the biggest controllers of combat. What you can tell him to do is fire at one place in front of him while moving around, while shifting his idles, and while taking cover every now and again. And it will look like he's just leaning over and firing and keeping the enemy's heads down. The enemy will react to that. They won't react to him. If he's just fighting as a normal person, they won't react to that. They'll come out and fight him. But if he's firing constantly and you screw with their combat packages a bit, it will look like you've got a machine gunner pinning down an entire unit of men. Which, if you think about how clumsy that would look if you just had the one guy with a machine gun fight 5 people, they would just walk out into the open and start shooting each other, stood in front of each other. But at the moment it's just scenes. But there's other explanations there. Other examples I don't want to go into right now. But it's just little details like that can be done. And aren't really needed. I'm guessing most people won't even notice that and won't care. But the person who will probably think it's cool. So I've done it.
So have you ever considered you made made quite a splash in Fallout New Vegas. Have you ever considered making a splash in the Skyrim mods?
Don't really like Skyrim. I got Skyrim when it came out. I was a massive Morrowind and Oblivion fan. Then I got Skyrim, and everything went wrong off the bat. Everything went wrong. One thing is Skyrim isn't a bad game. Skyrim's a brilliant game. The amount of effort put into it, you can tell it's a labour of love. The landscapes are fucking beautiful. I've never seen anything like it. When I did play it, the one thing I did enjoy was just wandering around looking at stuff, especially the coast. But the story makes no goddamn sense. The characters are boring. The Mac UI, just holy. When I first heard about that in an interview, I was like, "What the hell are they doing?" In Oblivion and in Morrowind, you actually had a journal, and it looked like your characters writing in the frigging journal what the hell they were doing. Whereas in Skyrim, you had these, you had a frigging Mac attached to your eyeball or something, and it made no sense. That really wound me up. And stupid plot holes like I'm just bitching right now. Just something about it didn't get. The perk system, the get rid of attributes. I don't know. It wasn't my kind of game. It was a good game. It was a brilliant game. It was a very well made game, but it wasn't my kind of game. That's it at the end of the day. I can't call Skyrim a bad game. I can call it the wrong game for me.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm in the minority because it's done very well and it's very popular. And modding wise, it's doing. I've heard there's a lot of big ones coming out for it. I've heard people making money off Kickstarters, which is, I don't agree with that, but obviously the money seems doing well.
Are they doing Skyrim
If people are making friggin' money off doing it. I saw someone linked to a Kickstarter, and I nearly threw up, but it was getting that popular that someone was giving him money to do it. Fair play. So obviously it's doing well. I'm in the minority. It was a very well made game. It was a labour of love. I think there were some bad design choices made at the top and about how the game works, which is sad because they got all the important stuff right, and then all the little stuff at the end is screwed up, and it just I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say a bitch about it, but I've said
you could always make
I'll
you
never
could always
mod
add the
Skyrim.
thing you don't like about it.
I could, but no,
In terms of the
it's broken to
feeling
the
or setting,
bone for
or
me.
you just don't feel any care. Yeah.
No, the setting's brilliant. I just don't care. I don't give a shit. You can't fix everything with mods. People always say modders can fix it. You can't. What's wrong with New Vegas? It's starting to look a bit dated. There's no diagram running. There's no proper head tracking. There's some things that New Vegas doesn't have that it should have. Modders haven't fixed it because they can't, to be honest. Modders can't fix everything. Modders can't fix everything with Skyrim. They can't get the attributes. I don't know. They might have done it. Someone made a mod where the attributes are back in. And there's got a proper leveling system, and there's skills.
For New Vegas or Skyrim?
Someone done that?
Yeah, I think there's been attempts of just
Skyrim.
making it a bit more RPG, but I'm just
Exactly,
I just don't care. It's just
It's always going to be a bit sketchy, incompatible with stuff because it's such a big change. It's hard coded into the game, all that.
It's the story and the theme and general feeling which they're kind of happy with, and I'm kind of makes me scared for Fallout 4 as well.
That's probably my kind of thing. If you mentioned any race in the game apart from orcs, who the game was centered around, if you Nords probably would have been it. But then the whole dragon thing, I don't give it. It's fucking dragons. Who cares?
The story was kind of boring.
Yeah, it was the plot holes. I remember I went with the Stormcloaks. The nationalist guys, the kind of national socialist guys, the Nazis of Skyrim. I went with those, and I took over everything. And I was what was that town in the top left-hand corner of the map, the main one? That fucker, yeah. I took over that place. It was run by the Stormcloaks.
Yeah.
Who I remember them being quite anti-Empire, and then I did the Dark Brotherhood quests, and I had to assassinate the Emperor, and he was in Solitude. What the goddamn fuck? I mean, the Stormcloaks were in control of Solitude, but the Emperor's going for a meal there. So, someone just didn't put any fucking
big
thought
bug,
into it.
actually. I didn't know that.
That's
like
what
a
gets
big
me.
gub for the video game of last year.
Yeah, that's just someone didn't think about it. In New Vegas, that would have been considered.
Yeah.
That would have definitely been considered because in New Vegas you can do anything
Yeah, I mean, if
It's according to the main quest, and it's all accounted for.
You can actually kill everyone in the game and still win the game, and you can kill anyone and still win the game.
Yeah. Oh, the essential NPCs in Skyrim.
Why can't I just walk into the White Room and kill the head guy and whoever I want in that town, and then
yeah.
It's just like
that was one big. It's role playing wise as well. What if I was playing a deluded really good guy who wanted to eliminate? I think I did play a deluded really good guy. He wanted to eliminate Thieves Guild. I couldn't because there were more. It's just stop fucking babysitting. I think one time I was on the way to one of the main towns. I hit someone by accident when I was trying to help them fight a giant, and then he was immortal and he was attacking me for the rest of the game. There was some big guy with dark hair, and they were. I think it was the companions or something.
Oh,
they're like fighting a giant when you first go to the first town. I forgot what the hell. And I accidentally hit him when I was fighting the giant. And usually you can like put your weapon away and he'll stop attacking you, but I think I'd hit him one too many times and he wouldn't. So I had an immortal person trying to kill me.
I saw an interview where like Todd Howard talked about how they spent like 8 months, and stuff like that. Why didn't they spend 8 months on how the game doesn't work?
I wish it was such a brilliant game, exploration-wise. I love the coasts. That was one of the best video game environments I've ever seen. Just walking down the coast, killing things and picking flowers and making poisons. That was amazing. And then you get back into the main story and you just stop there. The game kind of started lagging out and I was facing the wrong way. I have no idea.
No, but I think my biggest problem with the game was the fact that every wolf in Skyrim has rabies.
I don't think there's been a wolf attack in Britain for many years.
But I think there's more fox attacks
decades
than there is wolf attacks. But I think that's the thing in Skyrim. Like 2 wolves would come out and like you couldn't attack them because they're always about like a third of your height. So you had to look down to attack them. And then you have to ask yourself, why are they attacking me?
They start getting it right. It was the first game when mud crabs went hostile. That made sense. It's a fucking mud crab. What's he gonna do? And they should have gone a bit further with that.
But that's the thing. That's probably makes me a bit afraid for Fallout. The more I sort of think about it, I think Fallout 4 might be a little bit more like Skyrim.
I'm scared. Hold me. I'm very scared. I don't want it to be. Sometimes I want games to be bad because it's funny. Fallout 4, I don't. I don't think the drama and hilarity will be worth it.
I think
because
I'm getting Fallout 4 because Bethesda had a wee slight. I think they had a slight fall with Obsidian because Obsidian like missed Metacritic score and it's like by 1 point. And
Metacritic score or something.
You not give it to you. So it's like it'll be like 10 years until we get a good Fallout game again. Possible.
That was fucking horrendous how that happened. 1 Metacritic point. What the fuck does Metacritic mean? And the New Vegas scene's bigger than the Fallout 3 scene by fucking miles. I think the average player would say New Vegas is better. It was buggy on start, so it got bad reviews. I'd rather have good story arcs and multiple ways of doing things than pretty graphics and bullets to the knee jokes.
I used to be a vault dweller like you, but got a bullet to my knee. You have to consider modding in that world for quite a while.
I actually was going to mod for Skyrim before I even made 9 and before I started. I have got 2 complete scripts, one for a companion, one for a quest mod for Skyrim. I didn't get very far into them before I just realised I didn't like Skyrim. I would consider going to Fallout 4, but it would depend entirely on the game. The thing that drive me away is get rid of the skill system, perk system, like they did with Skyrim. If it was dumbed down to Skyrim, there's not a chance I'll play it. If they keep all that stuff in, there's hope. One thing that Bethesda does very, very well better than anyone I know is the environments and exploration. They have a brilliant team for that, so that could save it. But I just can't stand the dumbing down. I really can't. It's insulting, to be honest. I don't give a shit about the new kids or the new crowd or the new customers. I don't care. If you sell yourself out like that,
I'm actually kind of a little bit worried about the mod scene as well.
You can expect
all this DLC type.
Oh yeah. I might be in the market. I did like Fallout 3's. I played Fallout 3's DLC. Even though I didn't finish the game, and then the inverse with New Vegas, I finished the game. I'm not playing the DLC. I did play the DLC, and I did like it. I thought the pit was very good. But I think that's the kind of DLC that's acceptable. they're more like expansion packs. There's new stuff to do. Like, it's not horse armor or new weapons pack. If they start releasing weapons as DLC, that'd be over the line. But as far as the DLC released so far for Fallout 3 New Vegas, that's the kind of DLC I'm willing to pay for. That's completely fine. If they start releasing content that should have been in the game to begin with as DLC, that'd be bullshit.
There's lots of new modders out there that sort of
it just falls through.
That,
so when it does
whether
happen, it's a
they're
really big deal.
Want to do all they want to do these big projects. You would probably advise them not to do that. Yeah.
Oh. I'd advise them to stop inviting me to them. Yeah, because talk to any modder, they will have been invited to these. They would have talked to these ideas guys and been invited to these projects. You get these guys popping up every now and again.
Really?
Do not say you're going to make California for your first mod. It's not going to happen. It's just not. I'm not saying don't think about doing it ever, but start for something new, learn the get to know the community, make some friends, make connections. Then you can come out doing something big.
Because you're not going to make
something
do something small first. Or
yeah, and don't go out and say you're doing something big if you're not entirely sure. Because you got a lot of these guys coming up and saying, "I got this idea for a project. I'm looking for team members." And everyone goes, "Okay, who are you? What are you bringing to the table?" I'm just kind of an idea. Oh, fuck you, fuck off. I don't give a shit. So you want me to do all the grunt work while you sit there and give me ideas? No, everyone's got ideas. Everyone's got mods they want to make. They're not going to make yours for you. They're going to join you on yours if you're experienced, if you're influential, and if they like what you're saying. They're not going to join yours because you say you've got a nice idea. Because everyone's got an idea.
9 was your first thing in it.
Yeah.
But was the Elder Scrolls thing just your attempt at sort of doing a big mod?
Yeah, that was me making a mistake there. All the front was too big for me at the time.
I mean, that was the point where you actually did a big mod and it
out.
wasn't as popular or as you wanted it to be, or
but
catch the imagination as much as
it was about.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. The New Vegas seems different though. At that stage, it was the late stages. There was a lot of niche stuff. There was a lot of. Let's say half the stuff was porn. Let's say half the stuff coming out for Oblivion at the time was porn, and the other half was dresses and shoes and hair and the occasional quest mod made by someone famous.
Yeah.
If you were a nobody, bring us something hot on that scale. You just weren't going anywhere. That's what happened. I'm not sour about it because the people who did play it didn't like it. Because it was translated into Japanese and French, so I don't really remember. And I kind of left it, and it taught me everything I needed to know to make now, because I remember pretty much everything going back into modern. So I don't regret making it. I probably would have spent less time on it.
And as a result, you came back to modding and just made a sort of, not small companion mod, but just a companion mod, which you said was, just doing the actual technical stuff was fairly straightforward.
Yeah, the 9 wasn't too difficult to make. It was a very, very simple mod. Quite a lazy mod to make, actually. I'm glad that it shows that you don't have to always do the most technical stuff to get people to like it. I mean, the easiest stuff in Niner was doing all his locational dialogue, doing all his stuff he says during quests, and that was the easiest stuff by far. I mean, I could have spent months giving him some really complex companion system where his skills level up and where he kind of grows and stuff. Or I could have made him shout at people in Novak when he walks past. Guess what people like more? They like him shouting at people, which takes me 3 seconds as opposed to 3 months. So you don't always have to do the most technically. People aren't always impressed just because you've done something technical.
What's his name? When your Niner shouting at Boone, for example, like you could have spliced the dialogue and say Boone could have gone, "My wife died." You could have Niner could have played the I Spy game with him.
He does.
You could have gone
his idle chat.
Boone, like Stewie in Family Guy or something like that.
It's something I really want to do with more of his idle chat because it's so easy, all these locational stuff. But the structure of an attitude doesn't allow me to do it. But I probably will do more in the future, just because it's so easy for me to do. Just because it's basically me saying what I'd say. Not me saying what I'd say. I've got that kind of mindset.
Yeah.
I wouldn't walk past people and start screaming at them and stuff like that.
Yeah, if
but
you always had like a
it's easy for me to
do,
write.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. If I was Niner, if I was a mortal and could shoot people in the face, I probably would do that. So it's that kind of stuff's very easy for me to come up with. Very
when
easy
do you
to
expect
write.
Niner 2 to be out, as it were?
Fucking hell. I don't know. The moment I've kind of taken a break over Christmas because I'm too busy with work. I work in my house. I initially said January, but I had spent so long looking for voice actors, and I still am. So, February, March, I guess. Probably more like March. It depends when I find the voice actors to fill the roles that I need.
Okay, perhaps is back on.
Yeah.
The Emperor.
Crap.
We were talking about voice actors.
Yeah. What was I talking about specifically?
You were talking about your availability as a voice actor, that you're looking for voice actors. In general, you're humbled by voice actors.
I'm
That you
not
stopped.
available as a voice actor, no.
Yeah.
I was. No, I jumped on a few projects I wanted to do. Some with friends. I did some guides because I was too late for New Vegas parties, so I wanted to be in the inheritance. So I did that. I did Strangers Abroad because I thought the first one was very good, but I don't really freelance because I don't know. I don't really do voices. I don't call myself a voice actor anymore since I actually started working with proper voice actors.
Sure.
And you see this kind of stuff they can do, how skilled they are. So I'm not a voice actor. I do my voice, and I can sort of act in it. People seem to like Nana's voice acting, but it's not really a voice. It's just my voice. So working with proper voice actors has humbled me and shown me, you bastard, what the fuck? Get it.
Oh, what, man?
There we go. That's why I like shotguns. You don't have to.
Oh, I can play a droidica now.
Droidica. You don't have to use them.
Yeah.
Voice actors. Yeah. Looking for voice actors for 902. Mostly people with energy. It really, really annoys me when you hear people who are good actors, but then they kind of talk like this, and you can't really tell what they're saying because they're kind of scared to talk into the microphone. That's really annoying.
Yeah.
People who don't express when they really should do, because I don't see why they. It's kind of confusing to me because it comes so naturally to me. I guess with some people are kind of shy to do it, but it's just gonna make you sound better.
Cool.
People who don't like shouting, aren't comfortable with singing or shouting or acting like a jackass. Just something you need to do.
Yeah.
If Nina, if this was Nina's voice and he talked like this all the way through, and it was all monotone,
Yeah.
people would have got bored of him within like 3 fucking seconds.
Yeah.
Because people just don't want to hear that. They want to hear some energy. They want to hear some character. Even though I can't act, I can be loud. I can be expressive.
You can put your voice up and down and create a engaging voice.
Yeah. I can make him sound happy. I can make him sound awake. I can make him sound like he's supposed to be in the game. Even though I can't do voices, I can make him sound natural. I can make him sound energetic. And that's the one thing. I've had to turn people down from auditions just because they were really good voice actors. They could act. They could do voices. They had really good audio quality, but it was boring.
Yeah.
It sounds so bad to say, but I need the energy.
Because sometimes they just don't fit the role.
It's not. They can do the voice for the role.
Yeah.
Like looking for. Well, I can't say I was looking for a spoiler, but I was looking for someone, and they could do the voice perfectly. It was a character out of a film I wanted the voice based off. They could do the voice, but they were whispering.
Yeah.
And then I asked them to come. I asked them to redo it and express in the demo.
Yeah.
And they were still whispering, and they sounded like they were too shy to actually record the part. But they were a better actor than me. I was like, just express, okay? I think I wrote that in when I was looking for art. I was actually looking for actors. I wrote this big fucking list, and I told people to express, or I just can't use you.
Yeah.
Audio quality, I'm not too bothered about, as long as it's not like an Xbox headset.
Yeah.
I'm using a Yeti mic myself, but I'm not expecting other people to spend that much money on a mic. Is that you?
Where?
The droid took a. Never mind, it's dead.
I'm the Emperor right now.
Oh right. Audio quality, not too fussed. As long as it's okay, as long as you can hear. long as you can be loud, as long as you can be expressive, because all the characters are in this mod. There's no boons in this mod.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Dean Dominos. A lot of charismatic people. I have no need for stoic people or deadpan people. Deadpan can be good.
Yeah.
I have no need for depressive, stoic, that kind of people, basically.
Cool. But then you say, was there a sort of shortage of voice actors, especially if you find the good one who can never be that good?
I currently work with 3, and they're all brilliant.
Yeah.
Got 1 female, 2 male, 1 female. I'm not looking for female voice actors. I know that's probably a weird thing to say because they're usually the most desired.
Yeah.
I'm working with a girl right now, and she's very good.
They also
Happy
make good
working with
voice actors as well.
Yeah. She's doing all the female roles, so maybe I'm looking for more females. I don't know. These are quite rare anyway, so I'm not expecting any. I'm looking for more guys, any age, any age, any voice type. Like I said, you'll be able to ad lib, do whatever the hell you want. I will fit the character, suit your voice. Like, it's literally do what you want. I've had the guy I'm working with now is a guy called Bray.
Yeah.
His character, he was an NCR jailer.
Yeah.
We didn't know what to do with him. The lines I'd written weren't that impressive. He was just a regular guy. So he voiced him like Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, cool.
Just why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Then we had some other NCR guy. He did John F. Kennedy.
Yeah.
Just because why not? Just kind of fun stuff like that, just because that's what appeals to me. You can make otherwise boring side characters interesting if you can express, but some people can't. So yeah, get in touch if you think you can do that. And we're fun to work with. And it's a project that's going to happen, so yeah. Who's that guy zapping? Fuck you. Where? Just fucking woke up in a line of stone. I'm going to kick your ass.
No, tell people where to email you if they want to audition in a sense, or if they want to offer.
I never ever check my email. Message me on the Nexus.
Yeah.
That's the best place to get hold of me.
Yeah, what email? What's your Nexus name? They probably know, but like
Mishaxhi.
general for voice actors.
MISHAX. Just look for Niner. He's in the top file somewhere.
So anyone who wants to audition for any of Mishaxi's or Mish's future projects, search Niner or Mishaxhi. That's MISHAXHI on the Nexus.
Yeah.
And if you want to, if you're starting a big mod,
Fuck off.
you know who to reach.
Message anyone
You know-
else. If you're an ideas guy, I would love to hear.
You're an ideas guy. You know where to search. You know where to go.
Oh. Fucking Rodriguez.
Is there a Droidica type?
Yeah, and he's kicking. I didn't know I had the flag. Oh, Obi-Wan.
No, apparently as the Emperor you can actually jump from platform to platform.
Oh yeah, the hero units are mental. You're supposed to be able to kill like 50 people. Like nobody's won yet. Nobody's even playing the objective.
That's the thing though, because the AI are too stupid to pick up the flag, and I don't know where the fucking flag is to put. So
I keep dying with it. I'm getting my ass kicked.
really, so they actually, I think.
Because the AI doesn't help you, so you've got to take it to the enemy's base. So you're running against the entire enemy team trying to get it in.
But I think the AI, because the AI won't actually help you get you there.
No.
So
There are voice commands, but I don't know what they are.
I don't.
I know it's the F keys. What's F8? I need some ammo. Medic. Yeah, F6 to F9.
Yeah, don't turn
F10
off
seems-
rap.
I need back. F10. There we
F10.
go.
So it's F10 defend.
F10.
defend me,
I need back.
and you back up.
Oh, they're all following me. Come here. Come here, you bastards. Yeah, come on. No, come on. Come on, you fucking idiots. Oh. Jackasses. Never mind, they don't follow. Oh. No, it doesn't work at all.
Does it not work now?
I think they are. They might just have really bad AI. They seem to follow the person with the flag.
Like the enemy does, or do they defend? Does your allies defend? you, or-
I've got 3 of these clones running together. I have no idea what they're doing. There might be a dance troupe. Fucking... They never follow me when I've got... Oh, one of them has died. Oh, there's you.
Who are you? Oh, I killed
Shooting
two
you in
guys,
the
my
face.
guys.
Ah!
Oh,
Hey.
wait, man. How do you roll as the droid guys? Droidicas.
Roll. Press C to go into a ball.
That's quite cool.
You have to put your shield up when you get up, or you get your ass handed to you.
Is that right click?
Yeah.
So is there any like big mods yourself you want to return to the big mods in the future after 9, or is there not you had things like that ambitions?
Possibly with the next game. I won't be doing anything like with New Vegas. Maybe either like whatever I go to, like Fallout 4 or Project Eternity. I'll probably make something big. Not for New Vegas though. I think I've just got too many other commitments.
So you're actually looking forward to Project Eternity?
Oh yeah, big time.
What is that? I've never actually. Is it,
CRPG by Obsidian.
why does it catch people's imagination so much? It's like the most Kickstarter thing ever.
Because it was the team who made all the good old CRPGs, and people miss them. I know they got the technology these days to make them quicker, so it's gonna be big stuff. There's gonna be mod support. Imagine modding such a simplified game. It's gonna be 10 times easier than modding in the GEC. Hopefully, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just looking forward to it.
But it's like, you think it'll be editors and stuff like that? Because I think it's like,
I know mod support's confirmed. I know Nexus has confirmed it. They said there's going to be a Nexus thing for Project. I don't know what it's going to be like. I mean, if there's one thing you've got to praise Bethesda for, it's that they've always released the GEC and the Creation Kit, which is so there with source modding tools is the best there is. So I don't know if we can expect something as in depth as the GEC, but I hope there will be.
Sure. I'm just rolling up to your spawn point right now.
Which I'm defending.
Oh,
Yeah, I got the flag. Run faster, you fat bastard. There we go.
so is there any mods? Is there any mods you had a favorite mod you played or what?
Probably gonna say my friends' mods, but I'm friends with these people because I like their work. Like Nivea, who made the Spice, she made Nine's outfit. She made a mod called Spice Alive, which kind of messes up with all the outfits, adds new ones, add varieties. And seeing as I always wear clothes, I never really wear big power armor and stuff. I really like that mod, just because there's new clothes to wear and they all fit the wasteland, so I like that. Quest mods wise, like I said, probably Slave Town's probably one of the best quest mods I've ever played, and obviously some guys stuff New Vegas Bounties, who doesn't like that. Some of the small ones like Stranger's Broad and Armor, anything by I don't know. There's so many mods. Big one I've been impressed with lately, there's probably Tale of the Two Wastelands. I still don't know how they did that, and it was just incredible, and they did an amazing job. It's more stable than standalone Fallout 3 for me, and everything just seems to work. I don't know how they did that, but that's what's kept me interested in the game, just because I've been able to go back to Fallout 3 and play with the New Vegas rules. They really need to be commended for that.
What's it like playing Tales? Do you actually regularly play it, go between the two wastelands?
I don't know, I haven't played it in a while. I just remember going through Fallout 3 again, but with like Iron Sights and DT and survival stuff, and that was really fun.
Did you actually go through Fallout 3 and play the story, or?
No, I just kind of screwed around. I just kind of explored. It was after I made Niner. I took a 3-4 weeks off modding, and I just played through New Vegas for Tale of Two Wastelands, just to get my mind on something else. Because I couldn't go straight into 92 because I was really burned out after release.
That's why I probably want to do something like that, to sort of play through, because I'm quite keen to see how all the Vegas stuff works with the Fallout 3 stuff.
It just works. I thought it would be a pain in the ass. I thought, because it just sounds too complicated, but the level lists are integrated. All the Fallout 3 weapons got Iron Sights. They've thought of everything. It just works. It's pretty amazing.
Oh wait, how do you So how can you tell me how you would approach a mod, for example, how someone would approach a mod, say, for example, instead of like doing a short story or something like that?
We're talking like big quest mods and stuff.
Mods, anything that someone wants to do.
First off, make sure you know what the hell you're doing. I know that sounds basic, but I know with Niner, there's about 5 versions of him. I mean, he was a ghoul, and then he was some biker, and then he was a coward, and then he was a drug dealer, and then he turned into what he is. And I wasted a lot of time not really getting the design right, which kind of helped me evolve in. But for most people, what they're going to want to do is get it all down. Make sure you know what you're doing. Get a decent script together before you even touch the GEC. Second, I would just open the GEC and get to it and try and do it. Not waste too much time on the technical side of things. Not waste too much time worrying about not being able to do it. Just open the GEC, open the GEC wiki. There are so many tutorials. If you want to make a companion, I used a companion tutorial. Open that tutorial, open the GEC, and just get to it. There's no other way to do it. And just keep going.
For example, I started
if you need to
to make
take
a
a break.
companion the other day, just to make companions to see if I can do it stuff. I've followed a companion tutorial. Say, for example, I'm worried. Oh, I don't understand scripting. I just follow the tutorial. For example, how would I continue? Would I go to the GEC wiki? What would I try and do?
It's probably not a very good answer, but it just happens. I just learned scripting by following tutorials.
You're telling people the horrible F word. Faith. Just have faith in yourself.
Yeah, but just have faith in yourself, and it will happen. You will learn how to script by doing it continuously and looking at scripts and making minor edits to scripts. You'll find a tutorial, you'll find a script in there that you want to use. There's something that be kind of different, something you want to change. You'll change it. You've learned something there. It just happens, and you've just got to believe that you can do it. And because everyone can. This isn't complicated stuff. It really isn't.
So it's just generally a lot of faith and a lot of accepting failure.
Oh yeah, there's hell of a lot of failure. There's been nights when I've been trying to get scripts to work. I've had work in the morning, but I've been up since midnight till 10 in the morning, literally testing out a script on how to do scripted conversations. And that kind of dedication isn't needed, but it certainly helps. There will be times like that. There will be times when you want to delete the file, break your computer, lock yourself in a cupboard, and phone the police and just kill yourself. But you can't. You have to walk away from it, do something else, calm down. I don't know if everyone gets as fucking stressed as me about it. There are certain things that will drive you absolutely mad. Sometimes stuff doesn't make sense. You have to make sense of it. You have to keep going until it starts making sense, because GEC isn't random, script isn't random, computers don't make mistakes, people make mistakes, they'll always do wrong. You have to just keep going for it. There's so many times I've been sat there working on something and I've said, the GEC is doing this wrong on purpose. There is nothing wrong with the scripts. There is nothing wrong with what I've done. Everything is perfect. Then I'll walk away from it, I'll come back to it and I'll find out what was wrong. It was me every time. It was never the GEC. You want my advice for any new modders?
Exactly.
Yeah. Don't be intimidated. When I first started with Oblivion, I was quite young. I'd never really worked with computers, and I just wanted to make something. So I was kind of in a rut. So I said, I'm going to learn to teach myself how to make quest mods because it's something really interesting. And I did. And a year later, I had another front, which even though it didn't do very well, I was very, very proud of it at the time.
Yeah.
And the same thing happened with Niner. Niner was a character I played, like I've mentioned, and I was inspired by mods like Willow. Even though I was off put by them, it wasn't me to begin with. When I first heard of companion mods, I'd never ever used them really. I didn't use Willow to begin with, so I thought, it's just going to be some waifu mod. I'm not going to care. Then I used it, it changed my mind, and it changed my perspective of things. And that kind of inspired me to make Niner. And I always had the idea of making a male companion. And like you might have an idea. You might have an idea to make whatever you want. Maybe you've got a story in your head. Maybe you've got something to tell.
Yeah.
Maybe you've got something you want to make. And maybe you've got your own male companion. Maybe you've got your own female companion. Maybe you've got a robot. That'd be cool. And you've just got to really want to do it. I mean, everyone wants to make something and then have their work appreciated.
Yeah.
That's what everybody wants.
So people shouldn't feel ashamed about wanting that or something like that in a funny way.
You shouldn't feel ashamed about wanting
Appreciation
not
for your
fame, appreciation
for your good work. For your good work.
and respect and people enjoying your work. There's a fine line between that and turning into some prima donna.
Yeah.
Asking for money, asking for donations is fine. People, I'm not doing it with Niner, but you can put donations upon the Nexus now if you want donations for your work. That's fine. That's completely. So it's the people going into Kickstarter and there was people in Oblivion who they did some really, really creepy stuff. Like they made a mod, and then they said they charged people for the voice acting because they couldn't charge for the mod.
Yeah.
So you could download the mod for free.
Yeah.
But they would charge you money if you wanted the voice acting files.
Really? Wow.
Really shitty stuff like that. And that's not what the community's based on.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of people out there who help you with stuff to like your work, and you really need to build bridges rather than do that kind of shit which drives people away. Know your limits. Know your time limits. Know your time frame. Know what you're good at, because everyone's good at certain stuff. I'm terrible, absolutely terrible at design stuff. If you give me an interior like a house or something and ask me to decorate it with stuff, I'll be there all day and it'll still look like shit.
Yeah.
I can't do that kind of stuff. So I know people who can. I can't design armor. I can't design weapons. I can't test stuff. I can't clean mods. I can't check compatibilities. But I know people who can. What I can do is bring characters to stuff. But I know my weaknesses, so you've got to know yours and you play to your strengths. If you're the kind of person who can tell a story, you make a quest mod. Even though I've talked about how quest mods are a very big undertaking, simple ones, if you start with a very simple one, even if it's just a linear path one, they're very, very simple. They're very doable. There's not many scripts involved. It's mostly handled. The Getcast framework to do these things. It's mostly handled by dialogue, very, very basic scripts, which you'll learn. And then as you learn, you'll get more comfortable and you'll make more advanced stuff. But being someone who wants to make one of these really big mods, like people get inspired by mods like Beyond Boulder Dome, Project Brazil, stuff like that. People get really inspired by them. I want to do that. I want to make those mods, and that's fine. That's great when people want to do that and bring it to the scene. But you can't do that to begin with. You can't come in and say, I have an idea for this mod, but I need people to make it. You need to build up your reputation and what you can bring to the table to begin with. You need to lay the foundations, and then people will come to you. You can't go looking for people. I and many people I know have been invited to many big projects and had to turn them down. But that's the kind of thing, you will get people coming to you and offering to build things. I've been invited recently by someone I really respect as a modder, got invited to join a project. I had to turn them down because of 92.
Yeah.
But they're the kind of opportunities you want to look for, and that's what will come along, and that's how big things get made. They don't get made by one guy who hasn't really done anything saying he wants to make something. They get made by experienced modders banding together, mostly by accident. Most of the stuff isn't planned. It will just happen.
Yeah.
If you want to make something big, you make your own things, you build at your own invitation, and it will come to you if you really want to do it, because the opportunities definitely are there, because I've seen them. So that's all I really have to say about that. Believe that you can do it. Have faith in yourself. Believe that you'll learn the stuff as you go along. Don't put off by the technical side of things, because there really isn't one. The framework's there for anybody to make mods. And go for it. That's all I can say.
Time,
open,
faith,
download the game now.
I mean, faith's the big one. I mean, there's also character involved. I mean, the big C.
Depending on the mod.
Yeah.
Companion mod, yeah. If you're making a house mod or a new land one, I don't think character, but yeah, make it a companion mod character.
No, I mean like in terms of the actual modder's character, in terms of how he reacts to the situation.
Oh yeah, you need to. Almost everyone can do that though.
Yeah.
Everyone, even if they don't know they can do it, you can do it. Just don't break down during the hard times.
So you're telling everyone can make their own Niner, but a big quest mod you may need to know a little bit more.
Everyone out there will learn. Everyone out there who is dedicated, even half, could learn how to do everything that I had to learn to make Niner within a couple of weeks. Everybody. Unless you are really fighting against yourself and not wanting to learn, you will learn how to make a mod like Niner within a couple of weeks. And then it's just dedication from then on. So don't be put off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't be a ideas guy and start bothering people and saying.
You know the ideas guys. Somebody will listen to this and then go and say, I'm an ideas guy and I've got this. If one person opens it, then, well, good for them.
Yeah. Alright. And you sure you don't want to offer your skills as a voice actor to people and say you're available as a Northwestern?
Oh,
yes. It's probably a good time to...
For projects that have been announced a project. I'm not that good of a voice actor, to be honest. I do my voice. I'll come to you if I want to do it. And I don't expect people to say yes all the time because I'm not really a voice actor. If I want to be involved in a project, like I was honoured to be accepted onto like The Inheritance. I was surprised to be accepted.
Yeah.
Because there was something I wanted to do. But I'm not really a freelancer these days, no. If you really want me on something, I'd be surprised, but yeah, I'll consider it. But that's all I really have to say about that.
Alright. I think that's where we're going to end the interview. Thanks for joining me.
It was fun.
Mish, and did you enjoy the interview?
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun to talk about this kind of stuff.
When roughly should we all look forward to 9 or 2?
Oh, February, March-ish.
February, March-ish.
Ish.
Any recommendations you want to make as a modder for anything that's coming?
For mods?
Yep.
Oh, sure. Bloody hell. I've just gone out of the game. Keep your eyes open for the next few months. You've got there's a lot of big mods coming out for the next few months, and yeah, it's gonna be a big start of the next year. It kind of died out when Skyrim came out, and it's getting big again. So keep your eye out.
Boone, are we there yet? Hey, Boone, Boone, do you want to play a game? Hey, Boone, Greg Boone, Boone, I'm bored out of my mind here, come on. Boone, stop ignoring me. I know you can hear me, man. Boone, what the hell? I'm right here. Can I ever show you a gun? Is this what you lot do when 6 ain't here? Just say nothing? Hate you, Boone.